Oh, turn it around. There we go. Channel 9. That guy's Channel 9. She's a reporter for Channel 9. Yeah, I made it. We've just got Channel 9 here waiting to do a report. See? Dude in the white t-shirt and his camera. And Sheila over there with a mic. I heard him say to a bloke before, I work for Channel 9. So goodness knows what crap they got spouted. But here is the Ballarat crowd. It's not huge.
Hopefully we get these speakers set up at time and parties so we can do that.
There we go.
I'm going to play a song for you.
Oh no, someone's going to play a song. Just tell us we're going for a walk. If I'm going to play a song for you first. Just what I've always wanted. So there's a Channel 9 dude getting ready to make their bullshit report. Let me anticipate what Channel 9 are going to say. A crowd of a couple of hundred anti-vaxxers gathered today at the Civic Hall at Ballarat. Got heaps of cops over there. Oh, I guess they're on the move because we'll be on the move soon. I think that's how it works.
They used to sell things like they used to sell like factory sales there where you get them for $10.
I don't know whether they're all spectators or participants. Such a beautiful day out today. I thought we might have a few more here. Yeah, that stinky stockade shit. Rockno, how you doing? Here's our Ballarat crowd. Not heaps today. The equal number of police. No. Only just managed to outnumber the police. Here's... And that's about it. Tremendous day for it. Tremendous day for it. Should be more. Should be more here. I think we're on the move, are we? Down that way. All right. Well, I'll go and get amongst it. Bit of passion from the Ballaratians. And how do you call them? Ballaratians? Ballaratians? what's the word for a citizen of Ballarat? It's not bad. It's not huge. No, it's not a Melbourne crowd. I think it's a bit bigger than what we got in Geelong, although that Geelong day was a shitty, pissy, rainy day. So we're not doing too bad in Ballarat. Shit. They had a stage back there at the Civic Hall. When I first arrived, Craig Kelly was talking. Then some of the usual faces was that Thanos chap, and then that other bloke, what's his name? Topher Field, had a bit of a spiel. Now we're going to get moving.
Let's march down the other side.
It's a lovely little city, Ballarat.
Yeah, we should march down both sides.
Onto Sturt Street.
What are they going to do? Stop it?
Yeah, a moment. Channel 9 guy capturing it all.
Not welcome here. Let's go.
That's the Channel 9 dude in the white. No mandates for kids. I reckon there's a few politicians that'll be upset about that. I think a few politicians don't mind a mandate with kids. Disgusting.
Daniel Andrews, shame on you! Undead people have right too! Daniel Andrews, shame on you! Undead people have right too!
That's the True Arrow channel guy over there with that hat on. He's got True Arrow all over him. He's been putting some good videos on. Some nice time lapse, and then I'll get in behind him so I get on his time lapse. There, I'm right behind him. I should make it on his video. Alright, that's enough of that.
Good on you, mate. I'll give you this to wait. Sack Dan Andrews!
Oh, a bit wobbly.
Andrews! Sack Dan Andrews! Save our children! Save our children! Save our children! Freedom! 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 Sack Dan Andrews! 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 Jail Dan Andrews! Jail Dan Andrews!
little fella's got the right idea.
Now! What do we want? No segregation!
Roll down the hill, he's got the right idea.
Now! What do we want? No segregation! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? No segregation! When do we want it?
Tuesday!
What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it?
Tuesday! Or maybe as late as Wednesday would be acceptable. Channel 9. Channel 9. They're Channel 9. Cool. Aussie cocksack. I thought he'd be taller. A few more than I thought. Look at that. That's good. Mrs. Kozak wanted to go to the pharmacy, but it was closed. She seems disappointed.
Oh, there's a few haters here. Yeah, they're hitting the flags out of the way. There's one off that you see walking the opposite way.
Right.
It's like you're going the wrong way, mate.
Yeah.
Freedom's that way.
Yes. Hard to understand some people.
And then when it's too late, they wake up.
Yeah.
Can't sleep when this is happening. Sad thing is, this is being done for their freedom as well.
Good turnout for Ballarat.
Sorry?
Ballarat got a good turnout today.
Well, hopefully we can get some more.
I came up from Geelong.
Sorry?
I came up from Geelong.
Yeah, we with a convoy for Simon.
Yeah.
So we went into the city. Yesterday was a good turnout.
Yeah.
And
Better the week before. We should have seen it the week before, mate.
had we had the numbers from the week before with yesterday?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like, maybe because the bill got passed, they all gave up. I don't know.
Can't give up. Don't give up.
See, he changed his language a little bit. He's starting to soften the stance on the mandate thing. If that how Brad could have turned up again yesterday, the same numbers, pressure stays on. Now he can put his feet up a little bit.
You know, as the saying goes, the fat lady hasn't sung yet, has she?
The fat lady what?
Hasn't sung yet.
Oh, no.
So we've still got a bit of hope.
Yeah.
Let's keep the faith in all this that's going on.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep the march going.
Keep going till they put me in a camp.
Exactly. You take my body, you can't take my soul and my voice.
That's it. You're probably right, Rock. No, it is probably the most they've had in here. On a Sunday when it's all bloody closed.
Eureka! United! We'll never be defeated! Eureka! United! We'll never be defeated! Eureka! United! We'll never be defeated!
To be honest, the answer
We get a big turnout in Brisbane. Strange or Kel? You'll get a big turnout in Brisbane. This actually seems to have gotten a bit bigger since I got here. It looked a bit smallish when I first arrived, and now that we're all walking, there seems to be more. So maybe a few extras turn up afterwards. Sweet. Up you go.
you just quoted John.
Munster Arms. Oh.
Did not know that.
Obstacle in my way. Jace Ventura in the house.
Save our children! Save our children! Save our children! Save our children! Save our children!
Free AML.
And in the very next article, like, you can see what's how she got for news. And so, like what she did for news. She was like, QAnon.
Me? How am I going? So far so good. Lovely sunny day here in Ballarat. Probably about 20 degrees.
I was so angry. No, but she not oh, she she speaks from the gutter. Yeah, that's my stuff. Yes, on the ones that like against us. Yeah. How the fuck she is? Her on the Senate seat. Seriously. Yeah.
Well, looks like we're turning around. Belgium. Come up from Belgium. Was it? Oh, last video, was that hippopotamus in Belgium? Is that a Belgium hippopotamus? I can't remember now. I only did it before. Just to double check. Two hippopotamuses with COVID. They had runny noses. So the vet thought, oh, I better probe into that a little further. Turned out hippopotamuses can get bullshit as well. Who would have thought hippopotamus could get the corona hoax? I guess everybody's susceptible to the corona hoax. Dum dum dum, corona hoax. Just took a shortcut.
A lot of people got rehabs. Look at these people stopping the protest. What the way up?
Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking.
Tell your story walking.
If the government what about us? Yeah, they're like, oh, we're the bathroom. One guy said to me, I'd rather protect the government than
Police are wearing N95 masks up here in Ballarat. In Melbourne, they just had those shitty surgeons. In Melbourne, they're just surgeons. Up here, they're spray painters. And they got black gloves. In Melbourne they had blue surgical masks and blue gloves. They're like more medical, the police in Melbourne. In Ballarat these police are more trade technicians. They got the N95 masks and black gloves. Thumbs up from North Coburg. Go North Coburg. Independent MP Catherine Cumming just ahead of me there.
Chill bum, okay? It's such a chill bum. Oh, we've had a bit of a rough year. The kids have been nice.
So different to when I did that video on her in the earlier rallies, and she came and told everyone to social distance and got booed and condescended to everybody. If you want me to listen to you, you're going to have to listen to me. And they all told her to get fucked. Maybe that was a turning point in her political career. Or maybe that's when she recognised that her opportunity to get re-voted in is on the back of this movement. I'm being a bit cynical there, aren't I? I'll see if I can get... Oh, he's turned away. Say good day to the folks on my YouTube.
Hey, how are you folks on your YouTube?
Yeah, Anaconda Malt Liquor. That's my YouTube channel.
I couldn't say that. It's called Anaconda.
Malt Liquor.
Anaconda Malt Liquor.
Yeah, that's me.
How are you?
Good, mate. Good.
Good turnout, huh?
Yeah, impressive.
And now the fight's on because they're after our kids now.
Yeah. As of next month.
Hey, how are you, brother? Jesus.
There you go.
Like they're not going to see it. But you want to make
What's going on? Something's happening. Is this where we finish? I don't know. Something's going on. Let me move up and see if we can see what's happening. I'm getting around the flower bed. It's a nice flower bed. Yellow and red.
Let's have some silence up the back. Please spread the word back to ask for silence.
Yeah, there you go. Got a moment with him. What's happening? Good on you, Paul. Well done. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I'll hoist you up.
Brothers and sisters, we're still waiting for some noise up here. Silence!
They can't hear you back there. Bloody hell.
Brothers and
A little bit
sisters,
pushy.
it is my duty to swear you all in,
Uh-oh.
united, under the Southern Cross.
Here we go.
We stand truly by each other and fight to defend our rights and liberty!
She's animated. Woo!
In honor of this sacred land that we are upon. Together, we are united for freedom! We are going down to the skate park on Main Road.
Dang. I can't skate for shit.
See that red flag there? Hold that red flag up high. Hold it up high, give it a wave. Everyone can see the red ensign. Follow the red ensign. We're going to walk towards a sign there that says choices. How ironic. So we're going to walk past choices, we're going to walk down Main Street and then into the skate park. Take a moment if you like to reflect on the flag. Or walk, if it feels good.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Anyone got any song requests from Radio Freedom? No. Alright, that song.
Don't know who that Sheila was. She didn't so much talk. She did a bit more screaming, screeching. She was screeching more than talking.
stand up for your life. Because life is what it is. Let's get started.
Oz TV. G'day fella, how you doing?
One way or the other. Alright, we'll just go straight through it.
That's alright, I got it.
Get up! This is Bob Marley from 1973, Woodstock Live. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Everybody,
Is at the side of the tree here. Welcome everybody. Thanks for listening. This is
Look at that beauty.
Hey! Pedophiles! Leave those kids alone! All in all, you're just another brick in the wall!
Can I get my lovely wife up here to join me? Can't hold this air guitar solo much longer, love. Oh, so you're going to leave me hanging. What have we got next, Amber? What's next?
That's a lesson for the kiddies. They're right there. You don't eat your pudding. You can't have any meat. No, if you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. He's right. How can you have any pudding if you
Just change.
don't eat your meat?
While we get a bit of silence, I might put Samantha up here.
Totally fuck if you're a veggie
Samantha.
then, aren't you? No meat,
My
you'll never get
lovely
any
wife
pudding.
is up here. She's going to MC the event. I'm just going to calm down a bit. Oh, but hang on a second. Sorry. We're not going to take it. No, we ain't going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore.
Indeed, a very good turnout for Ballarat.
There ain't no way we lose it. This is our life. This is our song. We'll fight the powers that be just. Don't pick on us just because you don't know us. You don't belong. Alright, chorus. We're not gonna take it. No, we're gonna take it. We're not
a beautifulness in front of me. I know. Take a good look. Thank you very much. We want to say thank you. Thank you for turning up. Who's ready to make some noise? Wait a minute. I actually said, who's ready to make some noise? I can't hear you. Let's get some solid rock.
Not in a hurry anyway. Can feel the endlessness. The coming of the light of day. We're talking about a chosen place. You always tell it in a marketplace. Well,
Dude's got a pig. Yeah, I don't have much of a say on the old music selection. I reckon something like Uprising by Muse would be a good song choice, don't you reckon? Rev them up a little bit. Where's the dude with the pig? Oh, there. Got a pig. Yeah, there's the regional Nazis.
Wave to the drones, wave to the drones, everyone. Oh my goodness. Right at this point, I should actually be introducing Ballarat.
That's more of your cafe locked out crew there. The neighbours guy.
Yeah. Ballarat has been tirelessly working for all of the people. He was there at the birthing 2 years in and Parliament Centre has been so much. So please bring this healing vibe and love. So what we've got is I'm going to welcome my brother, one of my spiritual teachers, to open ceremony here for us. We have woken up the ancestors and we really need their help right now. So let's really say some prayers because we really need some prayers. So I'm going to introduce Arian to come to the stage, and my other brother, from another mother, from another land, is going to play beautiful didgeridoo for us. So please, welcome Arian and Kevin.
Let's get a bit of didge. Didge is good.
Wow. Wow. Let me just turn this live stream off, my God. All these beautiful people gathered here today to wed the... No, that's a different speech. Hang on. Yeah, right with you. So, here we are gathered on this sacred ground.
Alright, I'll head out back for a tick.
To celebrate freedom, to celebrate unity, to come together.
Let them do their do. I'll go and have a quick puff on my old vape while they do all that stuff.
The last 20 years I've travelled this earth.
And I'll get back in. We'll listen to a couple of the speeches, and because this is where we finish. As far as I know, it all ends here.
The Northern Territory, meeting with the lawmen and women of this land, listening to their prayers, listening to their guidance, listening to their wisdom. And I pray for a day to come soon when we will right the wrongs.
Yeah. Apparently we've woken up the ancestors. We've raised the dead. Fuck. We're pretty good.
In our constitution and in our high law.
Wish I knew how we did that.
To the sovereign tribes of this nation. To be the watchers who watch the watcher. To be the custodians of sacred law, enshrined in our constitution and enshrined in our institutions, that when our military swear on our flag, they swear to serve the people of this country under the guidance of the sovereign tribes. We call this place and this land their home. When our politicians come to swear an oath to serve the people, they do so under the guidance of the tribal council.
It's alright, officer. I got
We say thank you, Crown.
a doctor's note for this vape machine. What do you call it? I got a prescription for my nicotine vape machine. You know that's illegal here in Australia now, to have a vape with nicotine in it. Illegal as of October 1st. Not allowed to have one. Because you've got a prescription. Can't order it in from overseas, can't order in nicotine unless you've got a prescription. Lucky I got one. But isn't that retarded? Oh, ridiculous? It just doesn't make any sense. You can buy as many cigarettes and choke on them for as long as you like, but you can't buy vape liquid with nicotine in it.
This is the 11th hour.
What a great country.
Back and tell them that this is the hour. There are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation with your heart. Where is your water? Do you know your garden? It is time to speak your truth. Create your community.
How's that? You can speak your truth. You know, everyone can have a different truth. Truth is subjective, apparently. So it always cracks me up when people say, you know, "That's my truth," or "Speak my truth," or "You can speak your truth." Nah, it's either the truth or it's not the truth, really, isn't it? It's a pretty black and white situation, in my opinion. That's my truth. I'm entertaining myself sometimes.
And I say to you, see who is there with you and come together and celebrate. For at this time in history we are to take nothing personal, least of all ourselves. The moment we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves, banish the word struggle from your vocabulary and attitude. Everything we do now must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration.
Yeah, it's all right. I've been with the vape, diluting it down. I get bottles of e-juice with 3 milligrams of nicotine in. But I also buy zero nicotine, you know, just the straight ones, the only stuff you can get in Australia. And I dilute it down. I've been working my way off the nicotine for a little while now, so soon I should be free of it, free of the need for nicotine, which is good.
And then we're going to hand over this stage to our next.
And I might still vape for a bit because it is tasty.
It's a little journey. To all my brothers, all my sisters, my Rainbow Warrior tribe, all of you out there. To all the
Rainbow
teachers,
Warrior
educators
tribe.
around
What's
us,
a Rainbow Warrior
to our
tribe?
doctors, to our organizations, and all those
It must be a new one.
sacrifices to be here today, to stand for freedom. This is for you. This is for you. I see you. I feel you. I hear you. I know that twinkle in your eye, the reflections of the stars in the sky.
Look, I don't want to upset anyone, but fuck me, this cunt's babbling on and on. This is the worst part about these rally things, is where everyone stands around and we all have to listen to some dude who thinks he's got something more important to say than anybody else. The best part of these rallies are, you know, like, and everyone's walking down the street singing and carrying on. That is fun. I do enjoy that bit. This bit gets a little bit, it can grind on me, it can grate on me a little bit. So I'll just keep walking around through the people. That's where it really is at. It's where the people is where it's at.
I see my reflection here, born of love, born to be true, to that whispering voice of divine grace, speaking from my heart that guides me from the start. The time is now.
Oh, we're getting some poetry renditions there, you know, fucking great. Hey, check this shit out.
Guiding the way with our inner light, the harvest mirror. Speak awakening all those who speak to the rhythm of such a mother's heartbeat. Let your food be your medicine. Let your mind.
Don't forget to check in before you.
No more fear for the fallen ones gather.
What kind of a moron's going to be checking in with his QR code to take a shit or a piss? Unbelievable. Public toilet. QR codes on a public toilet. What an amazing time to be alive. Oh shit.
Create such a thing, a plot given birth in and sin. Young ones.
Warm, yeah, it's balmy day, lovely 21 degrees down here today. Beautiful blue sky, not a cloud in it. No chemtrails in it. Lovely day to be out and about.
And Muppets like that. Shut up and cry, bend your knees and cry.
Oh, he's still going. Oh my goodness.
Wake up. Wake up.
Oh, how much battery have I got on? Let's see if my battery looks good. Just over half by the look of it. I'll stick around for a bit longer. keep it going for a while longer.
Who builds the staff of ISIS?
If I got to listen to these wankers, I'm going to make sure you can listen to these wankers as well. I shouldn't say that, should I? Good on him. He must have taken him some time to write this
Open heart
stuff.
come surrounded by love, by the
Good on him for writing it.
an army of white to uphold the right.
Good on him for
heaven for you are
reading it without stuttering. That's probably a good effort.
With the force of love, they will be scattered and blown. Eyes of truth seeing true.
Oh, goodness
Truth
me.
evil lies. Our
He's still
words
going.
now we won't disguise. The time is up. These dark plans will fail. The new Earth ship has set its sail.
The new Earth ship has set its sail.
Learning and
Did you hear
growing a
that?
brand new way with all these
The new
teachers
Earth ship
around.
has set its
A new
sail.
life purpose is soon to be
Fucking,
found.
that's deep.
And to all our doctors, nurses, and healers too, your skills are needed to create the new.
Let me on this
temple
new
builders,
Earth ship.
builders, just like
I wanna see
Jesus
what it looks like.
Christ, who was a carpenter previous to his career as a prophet. The time
He wasn't a
is now
prophet,
for
you idiot.
change.
This guy doesn't know
Building
nothing.
shelter for the people and the earth. Providing
This is the
homes
problem.
and a place to give birth
All this new
for the
age
next
bullshit.
generations to come.
It's not
You can see
based,
there's
not
much
rooted
work
in
to be
any
done.
truth at
New
all.
leaders will rise to the fore. Tribal councils will come together once more. The crimes of the past will be resolved in the heart, and everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to
It's going to be
okay.
okay. We'll get on that new Earth
In
ship.
humanity, love and respect for every life form we won't deflect. From the laws we engraved in stone, it's time to reclaim our home.
I wonder if he's the
This
captain
world
of
is
the
a
new
gift
Earth
to the
ship.
children of God, the Creator whose names are as infinite
I wonder if
as
it's
love.
petrol powered.
Resistance is futile. It will be done.
Or is it a Tesla?
No promise made by God can be undone. And so now it comes back to you. Now it comes back to you. From all cultures and creeds, colours, thy old normal is done. For all the people of the new earth, thy queendom
And he wasn't a
has
prophet.
come. Let thy will be done on earth as it is
Oh, I guess
in heaven.
technically you
So
could say
have
he was a
no fear,
prophet.
shed your tears.
God in the
For each one of
flesh,
us,
walking
he
amongst
gathered
us.
body temples holding true the gates
Anyway.
of heaven within. It all comes through you. As Thomas, it's true. We are the builders of the new earth, from dust to dust, ashes to ashes.
So what is it?
Welcome to
Building a new,
Eureka.
what are we building a new Earth,
Everything
or are we taking off on a new Earth
changes
ship?
from here. Our hope is
Tesla,
gold.
a Tesla powered
Thank
new
you,
Earth
thank
ship.
you, Ballarat.
Maybe it's a hybrid. Maybe it's half petrol, half electric. Just in case, you know, when the battery gets flat on the new Earth ship, we can kick in the petrol power till we get to somewhere we can charge the new Earth ship.
Oh, put your hands
Where would you
together.
charge up a new Earth ship?
Come on.
Bloody hell, a bit loud. Oh, I'll go for another lap around.
Now, can all of the
We'll see if
speakers just
somebody
come
interesting.
just
somebody's
to
get-
check
hang on.
for me. If Scott Mitchell is here, please.
I don't know who any of these people are that they're talking about.
Right now, everyone, how good was that? Please tell me how good
We've all
was
heard
that?
some of that. Yeah, it was great. Gee whiz. We at the start of the rally we heard from two familiar faces, that Thanos guy and that Topher guy. They had a chat at chatted at the beginning before we went for a walk. Like I said before, the walk's the best bit. This is a bit tedious. Oh no.
How you doing, Ballarat?
Oh goodness
How
me.
you doing? Are you free?
Someone's going to play guitar and sing a song.
You look pretty fit today.
I'll get you over there for that. Don't want to miss that business, do you? So you're going to sing Most People I Know Think That I'm Crazy.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Right on.
Excellent.
Power
Good man.
to the people. Power to the people.
That was worth it.
Power to the people.
Little fella having a good time.
People right on. It's gonna be a
Let's get a look at this guy. Oh, it's a medley. Even better.
We're all gonna change the world.
Oh, everyone loves a medley.
They tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know, we're all gonna change the world. When you talk about destruction,
I think that's Jeff O'Toole from We Are Change Melbourne. Looks like him.
don't you know it's gonna be
Alright.
He's having a good time, enjoying himself.
Alright. Alright. Yeah. Well, there's gonna be a revolution. Well, you know.
Yeah, that's Jeff.
We're gonna change the world. Well, you know it's in the Constitution. Well, you know. Well, we're gonna change the world. When you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? Don't you know it's gonna be alright? Alright.
It looks like he's got a pretty nice guitar in his hands. That looks like a nice Maton. I don't know, see if I can tell. Looks like one, sounds like one. Looks like.
Thank you, Ballarat!
Yeah, let's hear it for Ivan! So everyone knows that it gets
So to make sure I stick around a little bit longer today, we left early. We're going to get some more musical entertainment. We left early yesterday because we didn't really read what was going on, and we missed the whole Flinders Street part of the march. So there was a march along Flinders Street yesterday. Looked like a bit of fun. So yeah, make sure I don't miss anything today. I know we're not going any further than here, but I'll stick around a bit. Yeah, they got the riot van, or whatever you call that over there, the coppers.
So I would like to now welcome to the stage one of our
Ballarat people aren't that unruly, are they?
From
That we
Eureka
gotta...
United, and there's a few of us here that have
Bit of
gathered
overkill, I
together.
think.
So
But anyway.
this man is from the Eureka Patriots, and he is going to give us a little bit of a history lesson in Eureka.
All right, you can have a history
Welcome to the stage,
lesson.
really loudly, Ballarat. Scott Mitchell!
Cheers, thanks a lot. Everyone who showed their green tick and that to participate today. That's good, I come to the right place. This is difficult to do, but I managed to hopefully get it down. To understand the meaning of Eureka, we should perhaps go back to the origin of the word, which in ancient Greek translates to as I have found it. And as legend has it, the Greek scholar Archimedes, when stepping in a bath, noticed the water rise and proclaimed Eureka, having discovered the Archimedes principle of water displacement. Engineering aside, centuries later, the cry of Eureka would be heard throughout Ballarat's goldfields by the lucky few that found the precious metal so greatly valued by the world. It was during these times that miners, their families, the people of all backgrounds,
there could be
targeted
deaf
by
people
opportunists and corruption, Thanks, mate.
It's sad for them. They would have just missed out on that
Through the
last
irregular
musical
and
interlude.
unjust fees and
And the
laws
lovely poetry
regarding
from that other guy, that new
licenses.
age guy.
This and the miscarriage of justice in the investigation into the murder of miner Jane Scobie sparked protests and public meetings that attracted numbers from hundreds to tens of thousands. The Eureka flag, said to be designed by Henry Ross, a Canadian gold miner, was flown on the 11th of November 1854 at Bakery Hill with a crowd of over 10,000 attending. It was here the Ballarat Reform League was created and mining licences were burnt with the declaration that it is the inalienable right of every citizen to have a voice in making the laws he is called to obey. That taxation without representation is tyranny. 2 weeks later, after a police licence search, 8 were arrested, and this saw a change in leadership to the League, to those in favour of physical force over diplomatic means, and the formation of a rebel force through Peter Layla took place and the stockade built. It was here that the Eureka Oath was taken. We swear by the Southern Cross to stand truly by each other and fight and defend our rights and liberties. Then on the 3rd of December 1854, less than 200 miners were defeated by 276 soldiers and police, with 22 miners and 6 soldiers dead. The Eureka flag that flew over the stockade was taken down, and what was left from souveniring pieces kept by retired policeman John King and his family, which in 1895 was lent to the Ballarat Fine Arts Gallery, where it found its home and continued to raise questions of its history and purpose. Now, decades later, the story of Eureka and its flag still creates discussion of what some call its true meaning, while others say interpretation. My personal experience is of primary school, when in 1977, after the food chain McDonald's was forced to keep the heritage buildings on Bakery Hill for its restaurant by a local action group, our school marched us dressed as miners or soldiers to the unveiling of the Eureka flagpole memorial that stands there today. It's through these personal views that every Australian somehow associates with Eureka and their place in its aftermath, and with good reason, as what it represented for people then fostered the Aussie spirit of Anzac, taking on someone bigger than you, punching above our weight and never giving up. Our perseverance through wars, social unrest, society's changes, droughts, flooding rains, we have not only survived but grown, and this will never change unless we allow it. And so it is today, from the ashes of Eureka, we realise the threat to our liberties and its very existence has risen in another form, but our resilience is still there through our knowledge of the past and vision of the future. We know freedom is never given, it is won, that the weight of armour is lighter than the chains of slavery, and that we prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery, no matter what those that desire to rule unelected, unchecked and undemocratically say. Now, as the phoenix of Eureka has risen again in our hearts, let's take this opportunity not only to overcome the freedom-crushing dictatorships, but to create a country, a nation that we know will be right and just. And with this, a reformation of our original federation, our independence and our love for our country and everyone and everything that exists under its Southern Cross. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Scott. Thank you. So, just a reminder, we have some merchandise, very pretty merchandise, back in that white van over there. This stuff doesn't happen. All of the proceeds go towards helping put these things on, and also we're going to have a community party. Lots of you have lost your jobs, haven't ya? Have you lost your jobs out there? So we want to put on a Christmas party where the kids get to have some fun as well. So buy some merch, all the stuff goes towards the merch. Also, if you're hungry, that was a long walk, wasn't it? We have sausages over that way. Good old Aussie slangers. Alright, and if you need the toilet, it's back over there. Done all my airport things now. I am hilarious, aren't I? In my own head, I am really funny. So now we are going to have another song. You know the words, sing them.
First things first, I will say all the words inside my head. I'm tired of the way that things are made. Ooh, the way that things are made. Ooh.
That's Believer on steroids. There you go. Everyone turn that down, please. That's better. Sounds a bit better.
Sing it out loud, people.
I was broken from a young age, taking my soul into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took to me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the pain. You made me a believer, believer.
Everybody good.
Send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Your spirit to a dove. I was choking the ground, building my brain.
That's it, kids. Where are my little girls? This is their favourite song. They should be dancing. There they go. Come on. Come on.
Till it broke up and it rained down. You rained down.
Queues for the toilet. I wonder how many of them check in before they go in there. I'm hoping none of them do, but fucking hell, you just never know. I wouldn't think so.
The flames, you're the face of the future, the blood in my veins, oh, ooh, the blood in my veins, oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, and never did live it till it broke up when it rained down like, hey!
Yeah, I saw the little pig before, isn't it?
Yeah, we all believers out there! Yes! Coming up next, he only needs one name. That's Panos. Welcome, Panos. What's going on, Ballarat?
So when Michael, told me he wanted me to speak in Ballarat, he told me about we're going to be symbolising, emphasising and reliving the Eureka stockade. And I don't think there's a more symbolic time in history that is being echoed right now in our lives. What was it all about? It was about the line in the sand. It was about these people chose that they were going to die on that hill or actually prosper in life.
Tell them they're dreaming. I knew you'd love this. Couldn't miss it for you. Hang on.
But what gets us to the point that we need to choose to die on a hill? Why do we have to get to that point in the first place? Why are these so-called politicians and representatives of the people not representing the people? Why do we constantly have to be going back and forth with these so-called representatives of the people where they say what they're doing always has our best interests at heart? I'm sorry, what you have been doing over the last 70 years in this country, you've never had our best interests at heart, ever. You dried up our riverbeds, you sold off our land to foreign corporations, and you say you're representing the Australian people. You should go look in the dictionary and see what representative means. It means you represent the Australian people, you don't represent corporations, or who's got the deepest pockets, or who's going to fund your campaigns. That's not what it's about. That's never what it's been about. Sorry, my lips are a little bit dry here. Can I get some water? Cheers. But the Eureka stockade, looking at what we're dealing with now, all it had to do with the government deciding that they were going to push the people around. All it had to do with the fact that the government had decided that, hey, we're going to make life hard for you, you're going to deal with it. You know why? Because we're the government, we do whatever we want. And this is exactly what is happening right now in the year 2021, and now they are coming after the kids. When the Therapeutic Goods Administration turns around and says that they're going to provisionally approve a poison, that there is the hill we should choose to die on. That there is where we should choose to draw a line in the sand. Because if we're not going to protect our children, which is your job as a parent, then what the hell are we doing? Now it's time to look at your children and decide that you're going to be leaders. And it's time to look at your children and choose to decide that you are going to, from this day forward, grow nothing but leaders. This country's got enough followers. That's what's gotten us in this mess in the first place. We need more leaders. We need people that can actually stand up and care about the people of this country and care about the children of this country. Because if we really had leaders, and I mean if we really had leaders, there'd be no vaccine mandates. There wouldn't even be a conversation about a vaccine mandate for something that's still in clinical trials to the year 2023. There wouldn't even be a conversation that you can't earn a living. If there were people in this country who were representatives of the people who actually cared about the people, because no one who cares about the people would let one family starve. Not one family would be out of a job right now, and that's not what I see. Now you've got this scumbag, and I'm going to call him a scumbag because he's a scumbag, Dan Andrews. You've got this scumbag, Dan Andrews, who sits there and says that he's a representative of the people. But what he's done in the last 18 months is decimate businesses across Victoria. Businesses that have been in existence for more than 3 generations. He's destroyed them. He's harboured and glorified discrimination. No jab, no job. No jab, no travel. Show me your bank account, Dan. Show me how much money's coming from Big Pharma. Show me. But now it's time for some hope. Now it's time to fill you guys with power. Understand this, that we are the people.
Not the state.
And the reason I said we need to start raising leaders is because all it takes is one leader to stand up in a community, in a school, in a place of business, or even as a politician, and make change, real change. Change that's for the people, not the corporations, not the ones with the highest bidder. Changes that are actually for the good of the people. Okay guys, I'd like to finish with this. I want you to understand that each and every single one of you out there are a leader. Each and every single one of you out there have the power to create change. Each and every single one of you out there could be the catalyst for change within your neighbourhood, within your workplace, within your family. Because when everyone just keeps quiet and lets bad people do bad things, that's where we lose. But when the good people stand up, like the people, like the men and the women of the Eureka Stockade, when that people stood up and made a statement, it's time for us to make the same statement in the year 2021. God bless, and don't stop fighting. Thank you so much, guys. Much love.
Woo! Thank you, Thanos. Now, just quickly, I'm bringing out
Paul Murphy.
from the children of Eureka, and he says,
Who changed his shirt?
there you go. I will just hold this.
Okay, it was getting so hot, I went over to the transit van for $40. I got a new t-shirt. Now, when I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning at the Eureka Lodge Motel in Stall Street, I walked down to the Eureka Centre, and guess what was on the door? They shut the museum today. They shut the museum because of you lot. What if they'd have offered you all free tickets? They shut the Eureka Museum because there was a Eureka protest. And this will go down in history. And there's the photo. So I would like you to condemn the Mayor of Ballarat, Daniel Maloney. Boo! I'd like you to condemn Anthony Cam, the director of the Eureka Museum. Boo! And I'd like you to condemn all the Liberal voters who shut the fucking Eureka Museum when there's never been more people here who should go. Oh! Now I'm on a 420V line back to Melbourne, and I've got 3 things to do. I've got to go to Dan Murphy's and get my vegetarian cider. I've got to go to Big W and pick up my scale model Indian motorbike that cost me $39. And then I've got to get a pasty, a vegetarian pasty, from the cafe at the
Well,
V-Line
he's not getting any pudding then. You can't have
so
any
ladies
pudding
and gentlemen,
until you eat your
what
meat,
the
remember?
fuck did we stick on here? The Eureka Oath. And once again, we swear by the Southern Cross to stand truly by each other and fight to defend our rights and our liberties. And because I'm over 60, I'm double vaxxed and I wear a mask for a whole lot of health reasons. But on Thursday afternoon, when I got off the V-Line train and walked into Big W in Ballarat,
What have you been vaxxed
I was
against?
stopped by
And
a
what are you
guy
wearing a
that was
mask to
dressed
protect
like the
you from?
SS at Auschwitz.
Bloody hell.
And he demanded my COVID-19 certificate. I looked up my name, I looked up my doctor's name, I looked up every fucking thing I could think of, till he finally said, look up COVID-19. and I showed this arsehole. I showed this security arsehole my COVID certificate, and I was deeply offended because it was like the Nazis asking for papers. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now 4:03, and I've got 17 minutes to do Big W Dan Murphy and a pasty, or I'm going to catch the 5:20. We are the direct descendants of the leaders of the Eureka Stockade. And the thing that we love about that flag is you might have the American flag, the English flag, the Italian flag, the Serbian flag. But every time I see a photograph or a television story of the Eureka flag, I don't care who they are. They might be farmers or anti-vaxxers. But every time I see that flag, I think that arsehole is pissed off about something. And the most important thing about this country, you have a right to get pissed off.
I like that too.
Thank you, Paul. Go get your pasty.
I've got 16 minutes to get a pasty and a vegan cider and a fucking ticket back to milk. Well done, you arsehole.
Love your work, Paul. Here's
He's
the
alright. I like that chap. He was good.
So right now we are welcoming
How much you sell
three
those
of us.
for?
We are
I got $40.
representing
That's
the
good.
Eureka United Women.
Oh, it's a toss-up, isn't it? They're both really good.
Oh, come on, come on.
Might have to get the QR code one. Do you have them in big? Like I'm a big,
So
got
we're
a
just
big
going
ass
to sing
cup.
along with a little
Like,
song that you
I'd
might
need
know.
like a large or an extra large
It goes
probably.
like this.
The black's got the gold on it.
We are
Oh,
one,
black one would be good, yeah.
but we are many.
And from all
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, nice one.
We share a dream and sing with one hope. I am,
4-0.
you are, we are Australia. Now raise your voices, everyone. Sing with us.
Ripper. Good one.
Cheers, man. I make them all, taught myself everything.
We
Made
are
screens, made a dark room. Like, I could reinvent the wheel, and I can vent this way, and, you know.
We're streaming live on my YouTube channel. Do you want to tell the folks at home about it? Yeah, give yourself a plug.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you won't be able to hear, man. You won't be able to hear what's going on. But yeah, I make everything myself. They're all handmade. I make my own screens. They're Aussie cotton, they're Aussie ink. You know, what do? You got to reinvent the wheel, you got to have a crack, and I get the this way, and I'm on the street because I can't advertise through social media because I'm against community standards. So Revolt 2020 on Telegram, Instagram, gives us a shout out or a like, it'd be great.
Awesome.
Cheers, good one. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just got one. I just bought a shirt. Thought of thinking about it for a while since I saw him. I got the one, the QR code in the shape of a middle finger.
This lady right now, her name is Jade.
And I'll see if I can show it to you.
Can we just give
Black,
her a round of applause?
the gold QR code. There we go. Yeah, have a look at this.
Without this lady putting this together, this wouldn't happen. She will be back. So thank you very much. And now I would like to bring to the stage. Sorry, I'm just a little bit.
There you go. That's my shirt. It's not bad. I like that.
It is amazing this love vibe out here. Please.
So if you've got all these details and info then, and you want one of those, look him up. What are we doing?
To the stage now.
I'll go for a vape out here.
Topher.
No, we'll have a listen to him. He's a bit animated too. Then I'll go for a vape.
Australians have a long and storied history of fighting against tyranny all over the world. But it was here in this town that Australians first fought tyranny from their own government. History shows that they lost the battle. and history shows that they won the war. It is here that we declared that we were no longer just a penal colony. This is where we said, no, we have a voice, we have rights, and we will fight to protect them. We return now to remind Daniel Andrews that we have rights, we have a voice, and we will fight to protect our freedom, and you will not turn us back into a penal colony.
He said penal.
People ask what it means to be an Australian, and the answer can be found in the blood that was spilled on that hill 167 years ago. Their courage on that hilltop put a petty tyrant in his place, put an end to outrageous taxes, and led to political reforms that transformed the colony and set us on the path to becoming one of the most prosperous and free states that the world has ever seen. Or at least that's what we were. Today, we see history repeating itself as nonsense rules are overzealously enforced by the minions of a man who demands absolute obedience. And so we are here today to remind Daniel Andrews that the spirit of Eureka lives in us. If he intends to repeat history, then we will play our part. We will not betray our ancestors, and we will not fail our children. We will do what must be done in our generation to honour the sacrifices that were made in this town and return our government back to its rightful place as a servant of the people. And so I call on all Australians, old and new, those born here and those who have come from every corner of the globe, to call this amazing place home. If you call yourself Australian,
what?
Then the Eureka heritage is now a part of your
don't have
heritage. And I call on you to take up the spirit of Eureka, to be courageous and willing to risk everything to stand for what is right. We will never, ever give up. And though we may not win every battle, we will win the war for freedom.
Thank you, Topher. Now, we want a bit of freedom.
It's an unusual mix
of things done a different way.
We've got to hear this
I
one.
think this man might be our
as well.
Ladies
On the
and
campaign
gentlemen,
trail.
Craig Kelly, put your hands together!
Then I'll go for my vape, and then we might think about going home.
Thank you so much.
We'll see.
167 years ago, a small group of Australians stood against tyranny. They stood against a despotic government. And what they were ultimately standing against was the requirement that you had a piece of paper in your pocket to contribute to society. That you couldn't work unless you had a piece of paper issued by the government, called a mining licence. And as they say, history repeats.
He's getting heckled from over there.
167 years later, history is repeating.
You're not good enough.
We are seeing exactly the same
You're not
things
good enough.
happening.
You ain't good enough.
What we are seeing is again a tyrannical and a despotic government requiring you to have a COVID vaccine passport in your pocket to contribute against society. And as they did 167 years ago, we will stand up and we will fight against it, and we will call it out as being unethical, immoral and un-Australian.
Nobody.
Now Dan Andrews thinks that he may have won. He may think that he won. And Dan Andrews even has his supporters here today, unfortunately. But we are here to tell Dan Andrews, if he thinks he has won, he is sorry and he is sorely mistaken.
Go away!
We have federal laws where the federal government has the power to neuter Dan Andrews' pandemic legislation, and that is exactly what we are going to do. At the United Australia Party, we are going to take Dan Andrews head on, and we're going to restore democracy to the people of Victoria. That is our plan. Join us in the fight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi everyone! Now we may not believe that everyone is here. We are here to join together, united as one, from the heart. That is why we're here. Please, be loving to each other. We need to come together. We cannot get rid of Dan Andrews if we do not come together. So, say it with me. Together we rise. 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 Sing it louder. Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Thank you. Now, I am bringing to the stage a very, very funny, funny
AML,
bastard.
on the spot recording.
Now, I met this man back in 2007, and he actually introduced me onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you comedian Gabriel Rossi.
Alright guys, just before I get into some music, I'm just going to read something that I prepared earlier today. Something that I think is relevant to what's going on at the moment. And I just want to say this, right? The best thing in this day and age about being a comedian is I don't have to write any material anymore because the politicians are doing it for me. Now let's start with these dickhead crossbenchers, shall we? We'll start with Fiona Patton, okay? Yes. Now Fiona has been supporting Dan the entire way. Fiona believes that getting rid of someone's livelihood on the basis of not being vaccinated is not discriminatory. That's what she believes. So let that sink in for a minute. This week in Parliament she passed a bill and it got through for the sex industry. They no longer have to have condoms when having sex anymore. And not only that, if they're infected with an STI, they must be allowed to keep working. Very dangerous indeed. And she thinks that would be, if you did stop them from working, that would be discrimination, ladies and gentlemen. So, not being jabbed, that's not discriminatory. Jabbing with a disease, not a problem. There you go. So you can't write comedy better than that, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's talk about Andy Medic, that other, whatever he is. So he supports Dan as well. And that's why whenever we have a lockdown, none of you people can get your hair cut, but your dog can.
For the record, spot on. Greg Kelly ain't no, he's no answer. Yeah.
I'm not even going to bother talking about Samantha Ratnam because she's just a Greens and we all know that they're not.
There you go, Anaconda on the spot reporting.
And now we've got this dickhead Rod Barton, the last one.
Now I'm going for my vape, and then I'm going to think about whether or not I go home.
Oh no, he says, oh no, I didn't do any deals. Meanwhile, we've since found out that he's part of the taxi lawsuit against the state.
Yeah, Craig Kelly's not your answer, folks. United Australia Party's not the answer.
Which is wrong, yeah? But at the end of the day, Dan has pretty much...
I'm not sure. so take this for what it's worth. But someone who's a bit more tuned into all that shit than I said something about Craig Kelly had the grand idea that to take more power away from the states and centralise it more federally. Now, if that's not a step towards a more one worldish kind of government, you know, centralising power, then I don't know who is. Don't know what is. So I don't. If he has said that, that's certainly not the answer, and yeah, you can't be voting for that.
And I went up to her and I said, "How dare you be a right winger?" And I went up to kids in prams and I said, "Stop being violent."
Look, when it comes down to it, all this COVID bullshit. Look, I think it's a hoax, to be honest. But if you don't, that's fair enough. You think there's a real virus, it's not really the flu, that flies around in the air and lands on surfaces, waiting for you to touch them or breathe it in. That's up to you. I don't. I think it's a hoax. Corona hoax. But as I say, if you believe that is a real thing, then shouldn't you be big enough and ugly enough to make your own decisions as to where you go and how you avoid it or whatever, whether you wash your hands or you don't wash your hands? What I do not like is this whole, you must, like these coppers here, you must wear masks or else these buggers will come down and give you monetary fines. Or you can't enter shops without scanning your phone so they know who you are and where you are. Not that I do it, but you know, the whole idea.
And then COVID came along.
QR codes, masks, forced social distancing, standing on spots, mandating vaccinations, so you can't do this, you can't do that. Like me, at the moment I can't work because I'm not jabbed, and I'll never be jabbed. Or as Topher Field would say, I'll never ever will I be jabbed. Fuck that. Especially for something that doesn't exist. It's a hoax, you know. Why would I? I don't get the flu shot. Why would I want to get this bullshit shot?
You know what?
I don't think I've had a vaccination since I was in school, you know. It was a long fucking time ago. And I have no intentions of getting another vaccination for anything anyway. So.
This is the song.
But you know, I'm old enough to decide that for myself. I don't need to be forced or coerced or any of that bullshit. If I want to wear a mask because I'm scared of some virus that's going to come and get me, I'll wear one. If I don't want to, I won't. If you want to wear one, wear one. I don't care. I think you're an idiot. But I don't care. Wear one. If you want to get a vaccination for a hoax, get one. Like, I don't care. I think you're an idiot, but I don't care. I'm not going to deny you your basic rights and shit just because you decided to get one. Like I said, I think you're an idiot, but I don't care. Anyway.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes.
Anyway.
I only thought of this morning. But I'm going to finish with this, guys.
People do like to be able to tell other people what to do.
Everyone remembers John Lennon? All we are saying.
Okay. So I don't know if we're going to see anything or hear anything any more spectacular. Caught a little bit of action down the front there on the spot reporting. Anaconda Malt Liquor on the scene. So what I might even do is, I'll just hover up. Hang on. I'll go somewhere where I can check my battery and decide from there. Hang on. Just under half, so I can hang around a bit longer. What do you want? Do you want me to hang around a bit longer, or should I end it? What do you guys reckon? What do you guys reckon? Stick around a bit longer?
Thank you, Gabrielle Rossi.
Alright, I'll stick around a little longer. Now, I'm just at the back having a vape. I'll get around, make sure I'm not behind. These things blow bloody big clouds. I've been going to these protests with my sister recently, and she hates smokers and smoke and all that kind of stuff. So we have a big vape and it blows all over her. She gets real shitty. It's quite funny. We'll be walking along or standing in a crowd and I'll be making sure I don't blow it all over her, you know. And she'll say to me, that just went all over those people behind you and they didn't look happy. You know? I can't keep everyone happy. So, Lib, this one's just for you. I'm going to stand out over here where there's no one and have my little vape by myself over here, hey? Not blowing in anyone's face. But it's still big clouds. People queued up over there to get some sausages. We got a sausage sizzle. How you doing? Yes, indeed. I think that dude's a bit of an AC/DC fan. Brilliant. That'd be a great job. Today, being a policeman on days like this would be a great job. Just standing in the park in the shade, although wouldn't be wearing one of those fucking masks, and they're wearing the shit ones. Those are the shit, thick, extra thick ones. Now, while I was allowed to work, there were certain situations where I was required to wear one. Not at my workplace so much, but to enter other workplaces, I had to put one on. So I had one originally, one of those blue ones that they gave us, and I cut the back two layers off it, so you just had that really fine blue mesh in the front. That was good, but it gets really wet really quickly, so I ended up just having to get one of those cloth ones, and you cut the back layers off, so you basically just got a bit of t-shirt material, which you just wear under your nose anyway to enter places. What I've noticed as well is some places where, you know, if you wear it just on your chin, it seems to placate the normies. Just having one on the general vicinity of your face placates a lot of people. You don't wear one, in some places they give you the big stares and you might get a Karen or two, but if you just have one in the vicinity of your face, that seems to be good enough. In most places, it's a strange phenomenon, this masking thing. But yeah, as I was saying, it'd be a good job to be one of those police today. Lovely day in the park, blue sky, 20, 21 degrees. Except wearing those stupid masks and make it very hot and uncomfortable. I might just sit here for a bit. Ugh. See what's happening in the chat room there. What do we got? Is that a troll we got there? Or just a good joke? Yeah, what a paradox. Blow me toxic smoke over everyone, eh? I'm not sure where this song fits in either. Dreaming? Yeah, well. Whatever floats their boat. I don't know about toxic, back on that vape thing, I don't know if it's toxic smoke. It's custard flavoured smoke. It smells like custard. I like the custard flavours. So technically I'm blowing my custard over people's face. Oh goodness, what's going on here? Oh, we've got cops monitoring the toilet. Maybe they're going to check to make sure people QR code before they go in for a piss.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
That's it. Come here, mate. My body, my fucking choice. Yeah. Good on you, mate. Next up, we've got to introduce
Passionate.
Jerry. Jerry's been rocking it. He's been causing some waves with what he has to say. You might have to listen a little bit harder to Jerry, but I know you're going to love him.
Oh, Jerry. Seems like a nice bloke.
Thank you.
Can hardly understand a word he says, but it seems like a very nice bloke, nonetheless.
5 years in Australia, my first time in Ballarat. And when I started walking among people, it was like I'm a local here. And there's nowhere else it can happen except in Australia.
Indeed, Cal, it was.
A country that attracts everybody else running away from their persecution because they have persecuted their own dictators and provide freedom. 167 years ago today in this town, what men and women did to liberate themselves is what my family did in Sudan. I come from South Sudan. In my own family, my two brothers lost their life in fighting the civil war for the independence of South Sudan. The war that brought many South Sudanese here as refugees. And if there is anywhere else I can be at this particular time, is to represent that spirit of freedom. And stand with the free people. 10, 20 years ago, there's a huge number of Africans that came in here as migrants. And I came 5 years ago. And when I started speaking up, it was when I saw Daniel Andrews. When I opened the screen, the guy doesn't take 2 seconds without lying 10 times. I said, now, if dictators like this keep lying on the screen with the support of mainstream media, and people are not turning up to tell them, to call them off, they will turn this country into the country that we ran away from and come here for freedom. I join you and I will join you all the time. My fellow African, it was only yesterday that I saw a flag of Kenya. Somebody from Nairobi. There is no African flag in all these rallies that has been going on here. Where are they? We have got, in Ballarat here, we've got a huge number of Somali community here. They have been, they are with us. They don't agree with their children to be vaccinated. They did not accept the vaccine. They have lost their job, but they have been scared by Labour Party. The identity politics of Labour Party is that if you don't support them, you are actually standing with racist people. So in their mind, it is either you are a Labour Party or you are not a victim. You have to be a victim. I refuse to be a victim. I choose to stand with Australian people. So that my two kids born here, when they grow up, they will not remember those who stood with the government. They will remember their own people who stood with the Australian people. To make my speech short, everything must have a direction. We have been turning up every Saturday, every day in the week. But I want you together with me to maintain this pressure and make a political message in the next federal election. Don't vote Labour, don't vote Liberal, don't vote Green. But you can be free to choose which party you want among the other parties that stand with people. Why do I say that? Scott Morrison kept quiet when Daniel Andrew was locking us in. After he allowed Daniel Andrew to make us lose our job, cause a lot of mental illness, they are now trying to say that they are fighting. You hear Daniel Andrew and Scott Morrison quarreling on the TV. They are not fighting, they are in this together. We are the one in this together, they are in that together. The three independent in Victoria here, we must remember their name. We must remember their pictures. We must remember what made them to go there, and we will never allow them to go back there again. And if Daniel Andrew come back with absolute majority in the next election, that is an insult to all of us. That is an insult to all of us. So I will stop here, and I will always be with you. I choose to be Australian people, no matter what they call me. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Sing it out. Jerry, 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 Jerry.
Yeah, seems a nice
Now
bloke.
it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage Jade Jarvis. This beautiful lady, when I bring her up, she founded Eureka United, and she's now my sister. We only met 3 weeks ago. So I came
Sister
up to
from another
Ballarat
blister?
at Easter time.
Is that how
I
it
didn't
is?
know anyone. It's the coldest place on earth. And I've only just recently been allowed out and meet people. I met this beautiful, beautiful woman, and the thing that she wants to do with all of our community
Yeah, I don't know.
is so beautiful. So put your hands together.
That's just what's
and
done
welcome
these days.
Jade.
A couple of necessities at anything is to
Hey, Ballarat.
show honour to the original
Hello, Ballarat.
custodians and have somebody sign language on
You
the
all
stage
are
too.
from Ballarat, most of you. So can I just do a shout out to the mainstream media that this is not just Melbourne taking over Ballarat. My name is Jade Jarvis. I'm a descendant of the Griffin family. And when asked this week, what does the Eureka flag mean to me? I was reminded of just how significant it really is. I was born here in Ballarat
We
in
might get tears on
1991
this one, she might cry.
and grew up on York Street, which is just around here.
We haven't had a
My
teary,
father was
a
born and
teary
raised
speech
here.
yet.
So was his father and his father, meaning that my family have been residents in Ballarat for over 100 years. When I was younger, my father told me to look to the night sky, and there you'll find the Southern Cross. If you follow those stars, you'll always find your way home. To me, the Eureka flag represents my home. And I stand here today to represent my community. Eureka United, it stands for equality, unity, respect, empathy, kindness,
I reckon I might have called it. I can hear it wavering in that voice. I reckon
That's
we're
what
going to
Eureka
get.
stands for.
I reckon we're going to get a teary speech.
And these are the values
called
that
it
I
before
hold.
she started. She's going to cry in this one.
I'd like you all to take a moment to just look around.
Like
Really look around.
It's really deep.
Look.
Let's have a look around.
And bear witness to the amount of people here today standing as one in hope for a better tomorrow. It's up to us to come together to support one another, regardless of opinions or choices, regardless of where you've come from or what you stand for. It's up to us to create a change in the world, to seek understanding and to accept our differences, to be compassionate and kind to one another. I stand here today to remind you that we're all human and that we're all capable of doing incredible things when we support and encourage one another. When we learn to accept our differences and when we stand truly by each other. And we the people will rise once again, as we have in history, and carry on the torch of freedom for the future generations. Thank you so much for being here, Ballarat! This is what
something wrong with her left titty?
We have a picnic every Sunday, the Eureka United group, and you're all invited at the stockade to do this, to share stories, to stand by each other in support
I'm not going
and
to get tears.
acceptance.
She tried for a bit, but it
United.
didn't work. I really thought she was going to have a bit of a tear speech, but no, she did well. She couldn't quite work it up. Good job,
Take that all
Jade
in.
Jarvis.
That was big. Thank you so much, Jade.
How many times has she
Now,
said that
I would
before?
like to welcome to the stage my fancy pants husband. I think you've probably all seen him. He generally has fancy pants on. He's very loud all the time. So please, put your hands together for my husband, Mark
Mark my words. What a great day today. He is a bit loud. Look, I'm not going to say too much really other than welcome our guests. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown when all of this was sort of happening, and honestly, I'm to blame for this. Sorry, I had the idea to bring everyone here from Melbourne and we bring it all to Ballarat on Eureka Day, Eureka weekend. We made a weekend of it, just Melbourne and Ballarat. And so there was one time we had 500,000 people last weekend in the city, and then we knew that our voices, that the people were rising up, and so us in the Victorian Freedom Movement thought, we looked at that and thought, no, we'll keep the pressure on Melbourne and we'll move the venue from Ballarat, because the crew all decided that, you know, Ballarat is so important and that Eureka is so important, and that everyone here shows us that we were right. Yeah. And I got fired up when there was a news article saying that there was a free breakfast at the Eureka Centre, but it was for people that could have shown their passes to get in. And they said that it was for everyone. Yeah, everyone's welcome. Well, actually they weren't. And I got upset with that. And I thought, fuck yeah, I'm going to show them a fucking Eureka celebration. Commemoration. It's not we're celebrating a bit here, we're celebrating freedom, but it's a commemoration as well to remembering our history and paying homage to what's going right now. And without further ado, let's chant. Aussie Cossack! 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 It's been such a pleasure to have a chat with him and get him on board.
Running
and
for
the thing
Parliament,
that really got him on board was Ballarat and Eureka, and coming down and it touched him, because he's been flying the flag for so long, and I've watched him fly the flag. I'm a huge fan, mate. I'm so honoured that you're here with us today, and mate,
he's entertaining, though.
Bless you.
Much. He's entertaining.
All yours, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the warm welcome. Mrs. Cossack here. She's never been to... She said to me, the only time I've seen Melbourne is from the M1. So it's great to actually meet some people, because we're always in a hurry when we drive around. But I just wanted to address something which I know will pop up in the next few days. Now, The Age mainstream media, it's a company, they released an article 3 hours ago. All right, I want to read this out loud here so everyone can hear it and everyone can look around and locate the far-right extremists. I can't find them. I asked the Sudanese fellow, I said, are you a far-right white extremist? He said no. So let's just listen to this absurd article that's been published. This is 90% of the virus, the media, the mainstream media. Now listen to this, let's just name and shame. It's been written by a journalist called David Estcourt. Right? Business owners have closed their doors. Demonstrations have caused things to be closed down. Commerce Ballarat Chief Executive Jody Gillett said local businesses were exhausted by the last 2 years It is critical that they are able to trade at the highest level possible, especially in lead up to Christmas. So what does she recommend them to do? Close the shops on a day when 10,000 people come to Ballarat. I sent my wife to get a coffee. She goes, I can't, the cafes are closed. I said, go and buy a bottle of water. The only place that was open was a service station. What kind of a Chamber of Commerce and Council closes the city on a day when 10,000 Aussies come in as tourists to celebrate Eureka? I mean, you got to be a complete numbskull. This is a message for the council. The people I saw here today were people, for example, I met a descendant of one of the Eureka rebellion, the miners, a person that's a direct descendant. I met grandparents, grandmas, people here protecting their kids. People have come from Frankston, Geelong, from Bendigo. These are not far-right extremists.
I'm from Geelong.
The only extremists are in Parliament, and the main extremist is Dan Andrews. Dan Andrews, who's passing extreme bills, extreme law, extreme lockdown, extreme mandates, extreme abuse of human rights in Victoria. Now, it's a terrible shame, of course, that the council would cancel the Eureka celebrations. Now, the council claimed that this is not in the spirit of Eureka, and they went on to say that Eureka is all about giving the people a voice. Hang on a second, that's exactly what this is about. This is Eureka. This is Eureka, guys, and just like the miners, we know that in the 1850s, the population of Ballarat went from 100,000 up to 500,000 just in a few years, with an influx of migrants and people from all over the world that came here during the gold rush. So it's no coincidence that today there are flags of many different communities and cultures, together with all the people that have lived here for many generations. And it's a bloody disgrace that, again, the media would try to discredit mums and dads, good people like yourselves, with their children who are coming here to speak up, and that they would dare to shut down the Eureka celebrations on the 167th anniversary. Shame on the council. Shame on the council and shame on the mainstream media.
Yes, Jessica, Craig Kelly.
This is a beautiful city with beautiful people. The last time I was here was 23 years ago. I was in year 5. I was in primary school, and we did a bit of gold panning, and I remember Ballarat as a great place. Why would they border up shops and close down roads? This, guys, is 95% of the problem. The media, who tried to spin everything against the people, so you guys have no voice. But it's great to see you all here with your signs, with your kids, with your families, with your parents. Should be very proud of yourselves. And guys, can I say to all the good other citizens of Ballarat who were coerced by the council and the media, you know, don't listen to the propaganda of the media. This is a family day. There's a beautiful atmosphere here. It's like Australia Day, right? The local businesses have closed their shops, but thankfully you can buy a sausage sizzle to support children. That's actually been organised by Zoe Bueller. And a round of applause to Zoe Bueller. Zoe Bueller, where are you? Put your hand up. Zoe Bueller, there she is. We know who this lady is. This is great to meet her today. Come up on the stage, Zoe. Zoe is the lady who was arrested. Come on, don't be, she's very shy. Come on the stage, please. Zoe, 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 Zoe. Now, the mainstream media will say that Zoe Bueller doesn't exist. She's a fake actor. And that staged a police arrest and she wasn't pregnant, and this is the kind of rubbish that the media and government push on us. Now, we all saw that footage of Zoe Bueller. She's coming up on stage. She's become a local hero. Not only a local hero, but she's become a national hero. That footage of Victoria Police arresting a pregnant lady in her kitchen in front of her children. It's a bloody disgrace. And we're very pleased that the local Victorian customers are not pepper spraying old ladies today. They're not arresting pregnant women. Obviously, there's been a change of policy in the government. Because I'll tell you something, the harder the police push, the harder the government pushes, the more people will come out on the streets. And it's a very wise decision by police command, by senior police command, to step back and leave protesters alone. The only time protests get violent is when police start the violence. We've seen that in Sydney. We've seen that in Melbourne. And can I just say, being here, my heart again goes out to the 70-year-old grandmother who was thrown to the floor and finished off with pepper spray. I mean, what happened to her? And shame. Well, we can never forget these things. And we can never forget people like Zoe Bueller and Monica Smith and other great Victorians who have become symbols of this freedom pushback. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the Eureka spirit. That's exactly what the miners stood for. That's exactly what the miners stood for. And Zoe, 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 Zoe.
I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Look up to people like Zoe. Look up to you know, great leaders that that have come out of this movement, and look up to the elderly in the crowd here. They know what this is all about. The grandmothers, the grandfathers. There are 85-year-olds here, 82-year-olds, 76-year-olds, and they're here for their grandkids. They're not here for themselves. If they wanted to be for themselves, they'd be sitting at home watching the midday movie and watching press conferences on ABC. But they're out here in the sun. They've been criticised by the council. They've been ridiculed by their neighbours. But the neighbours will wake up, eventually. And if Dan puts another lockdown on, that's actually the best thing for the freedom movement. Because then there will be 1 million people on the streets. People aren't going to take this anymore. Dan Andrews is in a very, very precarious position. If he doesn't do another lockdown, he's stuffed. If he does another lockdown, he's stuffed as well. And I've had some intel, guys. This is very interesting intel that's to be announced today. When Dan Andrews was in school, they used to tease him and call him Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo. So hashtag Mr. Magoo, Dan Andrews. There's a photo of him right there. You can have a look at that sign that lady is holding. Mr. Magoo, Dan Andrews' nickname. We've had some real great characters here today, and if anyone is a white extremist, right-wing Nazi, please raise your hand. I don't believe you guys. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We've got a Palestinian fella here. We had a Sudanese speaker before. We've got a lot of beautiful Australians from all backgrounds, from all nationalities, multicultural people, different flags. And thank you to the Polish community, of course, very strong. And the Polish ministers in Poland, ministers are going on the record to criticise Dan Andrews. Bloody outrageous. People in America don't know the Australian Prime Minister's name, but everybody knows Dan Andrews' name because he's infamous as a tyrant. As a tyrant. And we've said it before, that people like Dan Andrews and people like this council today that decided to shut the city down, they damage Australia's brand. You know, Ballarat is a great place for tourists to go. And there's a lot of people here that have driven a long way. And they've been faced with businesses that shut their doors. I mean, how Australian is that? You know? That's the most un-Australian thing I've ever heard of. And to see that the council is promoting that. And 3 hours ago, our protest hasn't even finished. And the mainstream media is already printing rubbish, rubbishing the good mums and dads standing here today that were brave enough to be here. Shame on the mainstream media. Shame on the mainstream media, but guys, the good news is that you are all, and we are all on the correct side of history. And the police today who are standing back and not pushing people, and the police who actually called in for sick leave because they didn't want to go and engage protesters. There's actually a person here who works for corrective services, and he's being stood down, and he's here. There are many people that are crossing over to the people. The good news is you're all on the right side of history. The bad news for Dan Andrews and his Muppets in the mainstream media is that Nuremberg 2.0 is inevitable. Eventually it'll come, the time will come, and history will judge them. And we'll have Eureka celebrations every year here. And we haven't been flying this flag in the last 24 hours, like the council has. We've been flying it for years. And we're proud of this flag. And this flag represents rebellion against the government. And the reason why they cancelled the celebrations is because they fear the people. They fear these children. They fear these mums and dads. They fear this grandmother in a wheelchair, in a assisted trolley. They fear you, Grandma. The council is afraid that you're going to tear down the city. Yes, that is absurd, and that's what the mainstream media is printing today. Let's get the truth out. Keep using social media. There's plenty of good videos today and footage and photos, and get the stories out. And our channel, the Aussie Cossack YouTube channel, we've had some great interviews. We had an interview just then with a bloke who's got 11 kids. He's been stood down by the government. And as we were talking, he was telling his story, how hard it is. And a woman out of the blue walked up and said, "Excuse me, I heard that story. Here's $50 just to help you." I mean, that's some good Aussie spirit there. Good Australian, decent people that are here today in this crowd. And it is disgraceful how the council and the media have portrayed you guys here today. You guys are a beautiful crowd, beautiful people in Ballarat, and all the rest of you that have come from Frankston, Dandenong, Geelong. Big shout out to Geelong, go Geelong.
Go Geelong.
I know, I've got an obsession with Geelong. I like Geelong. Geelong, wake up, we need you, Geelong. Guys, my final message here today. There was an interesting altercation there in the crowd. You know, people are screaming this party, that party. End of the day, it doesn't matter which party you vote for. Vote for any party as long as it's not Liberal, Labor or Greens. If your area has a strong United Australia candidate, vote for him or her. If your area is running a good LDP candidate, or your One Nation candidate, or a Australia One candidate, or a GAP candidate, vote them in, support each other. Please do not vote for Liberal, Labor or Greens. Anyone who votes for Liberal, Labor or Greens, you may as well throw in their Australian passport and just lock themselves in for lockdown forever. Because you're not going anywhere, you're not going to be doing anything if we keep these tyrants in power. Sack them all! 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 Guys, once again, a lot of businesses have closed their doors today, but Zoe Bueller, mother of 3, who was 8 months pregnant when she was arrested. Now, thank God, she's got a baby girl and nice and healthy, and she's organised a sausage sizzle. Let's support a real local business. Let's support in the community. And guess what? Anastasia Palaszczuk in Queensland. In Ballarat, you can have a snag and no
That'd
jab.
be a great chant, Brendan.
Right? In Bunnings in Queensland, you can have a jab and a snag. How pathetic is that? That is so pathetic. Here's a snag, give us your arm and shoot you up. I mean, how desperate you got to be, Palaszczuk? And all of them, they're all running from the sinking ship. They're all resigning in droves. They can resign, but Nuremberg 2 is coming. We're going to hold them all accountable. And I'll leave you in the hands of Zoe Bueller and all of you good leaders here today. And thank you to Mark. Where's Mark? A great leader here, a legend. This is a true blue local Aussie, a legend organiser. Hey, they did a lot of dirty things to try and stop him today, to stop you guys. They were using all sorts of below-the-belt tactics. I mean, how crazy does the council have to be to intervene and try to destroy a Eureka rally celebration and make up rumours that there are right-wing extremists taking over Ballarat, board up the shop windows, get into your bomb shelters, send the police onto the streets, get $60,000 worth of traffic control and block off all the streets. Hey, this is hysterical. This is what the government has become, the media, and it's a fear campaign. It's a fear campaign, but guess what? You guys aren't scared, are you? No! There is no fear in this crowd. And when the government behaves like that, it's a mirror effect. They're showing their fear. Because they fear the people. The people are marching on Parliament House. It's a matter of time before Dan Andrews throws in the towel, either voluntarily or by the people. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks, Ozzy.
Good on you, mate. Zoe?
I did this yesterday in Melbourne and earlier today, and I'm going to do it again. Together we rise! Together we rise! Together we rise! Together we rise! Together we rise!
Thanks, fellas. Have a good day. All right. Wow. How about that? No? What do you reckon? I've only got about 20% battery left, so I'll walk a bit off and try and catch up on a bit of chat there. And love him or hate him, he's entertaining anyway. It's like the Trump. Entertainment. If you can't be entertained while you get... Oh no. Well, that was alright. What do we got? Yeah, that's enough for me. Too much for Anaconda, that's enough for me. Yeah, Craig Kelly got a bit of lips, got a few lips full there. Dude, rightfully getting into him. Well, let's face it, he's just campaigning, you know. I don't know what difference is he really going to make.
Yeah, we can put the one around the middle, not nodding.
No worries.
2 days in a row.
Brendan and Jen, it's fun. You enjoy it. And I'll cross the road. Cross the road from the crowd. Head back to Sturt Street. I parked up on Sturt Street. I think it's back this way somewhere. I'll find it. Now let's see. Stop battery check. 18%. So we'll hang around for a bit longer, eh? Ballarat youth. I don't drink anymore. I haven't had a drink for years. Although today would be a perfect beer weather. Would be a good day to have a beer. Anyway. Came down from over there, and I reckon I can get there if I walk this way too.
Would you talk about Willis?
All right. No drama. Yeah, it was fun. All right. As we head on back over, I reckon we'll call it a day here then, eh? Hang on. I'll just stop over here for a tick, hang on. Say goodbyes and shut this shit down. Ugh. Oh, what have we got? Walking tour. Oh, 17%. Alright, let's see. We'll see how far I can get. Stop it at 10. We'll go a little further. Little kid's got something funny to say. That slow down, boss. Have a little walking tour of Ballarat, eh? So we had a Eureka rally and celebration, and you all ruined it. Thanks, Kat. See you later. No worries to Enlight. Pleasure. Yeah, don't. Runny nose. Better probe deeper. Hope that little fella doesn't have a runny nose. He's probably got COVID. A load of bullshit. Hippopotamus with fucking COVID. I'll let this guy's go. I want to get across the road here, I think. I'm not cleaning up no confetti. I didn't spray that shit anywhere. Nothing to do with me. I'm just merely a spectator. Just a spectator. Watching the world go by. It's fucking amazing. Don't you reckon? Oh yeah, that's Sturt Street straight ahead. I'll go back through the mall there, up the road, and I parked near the old Catholic church. There's a few big old Catholic churches up around here. Catholics have a firm grip on Ballarat. Battery power 15%. Charge your phone or tap here or something or other. And I'll have a look at all the shut shops and then I'll turn you down. Turn you off. That's a strange one, isn't it? If they shut the shops because there was going to be some people in. I was looking forward to getting some tucker. They really didn't have me brekkie, so I could get some tucker while I was up here. Nothing's open. Bastards. Oh, I can afford it. Not to eat for a bit. I've been stacking it on a little bit of late. Not as tubby as the Aussie Cossack. But I'm getting pretty tubby. Whoop. Dog shit. Closed. Yeah, it's all shut. Oh. Well, there we go. Another day, another rally. This one was a little bit more interesting. Got some Johnny on the spot reporting. Thought there might have been some fisticuffs going to develop in front of me, but no. The one dude, rightfully so, calling out Craig Kelly. Campaigning. Be interesting to see if all that campaigning has any effect, whether he gets those votes that he's looking for. If he does get a bunch of votes, what difference will he make? Anywho, on that note, we'll call it a day. Oh, even that's there, could have eaten in there. I'm hungry. Oh well, not to worry. I'll grab something on the way home. Cool. Ooh, unhappy chappies. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one. And see you next weekend. Which I think there's another one next weekend. Back to Melbourne next weekend. We'll do it all again. Sweet. Cheerio.